Brilliance Audio presents Judy Moody and Friends Collection 3, Judy Moody Tooth Fairy, Not So Lucky Lefty, Searching for Stinkodon, and Prank You Very Much by McDonald, performed by Amy Rubinate. Judy Moody kicked the ball to Rocky. Rocky kicked the ball to Frank Pearl. Frank kicked the ball to Amy Namey. Jessica Finch ran into the circle and gave a wild kick. Yipes, stripes! The ball went flying through the air, hit a trash can, and rolled. Oh, no. Judy covered her eyes. She peeked through her fingers. The ball rolled right over to a bunch of big kids. 5th graders. Jessica looked at Judy. "Don't look at me," said Judy. "I'm not getting it." "I'm not getting it," said Rocky and Frank at the same time. "Me neither," said Amy. Gulp. Jessica Finch took 1 baby step, 2 jumping jack steps, and 3 more baby steps. No, giant steps. "What's she doing?" Frank asked. "She's stalling," said Amy. "She's afraid of the big kids," said Judy. "Me too," said Frank. "Me 3, said Rocky. When Jessica came back, her face was so pale that her freckles stood out like chocolate chips in a cookie. "Did you see a scary ghost or something?" Judy asked. "Didn't see, heard," said Jessica. "You heard a ghost?" Rocky asked. "Did the ghost say boo?" Frank asked. Jessica shook her head and whispered, "No, but I have to tell you something. Something I heard. Something bad." Everybody leaned in closer. "There's no such thing as the Uth Te Airy Fae," she whispered in pig Latin. "What? There's no such thing as the Tooth Fairy?" Judy said. "Who says?" asked Frank. Jessica pointed across the playground. "A 5th grader," she croaked. "Maybe you heard wrong," said Amy. "Maybe they didn't say Tooth Fairy," said Judy. "Maybe they said Bigfoot is hairy, or Mr. Todd is getting married." Jessica crossed her arms. "I know what I heard." "But everybody knows there's a Tooth Fairy," said Amy Namey. "She's a teeny tiny Tinkerbell who wears glasses, flies around on butterfly wings, and sprinkles fairy dust like glitter wherever she goes." "And she has braces," Judy added. "Shiny, sparkly braces. The Tooth Fairy has to have perfect teeth." "She carries a wand made of silver dental floss," said Amy, "and she's not afraid of the dentist." "Her real name is Flossom Jetson," said Judy. "Flossie for short. And when her wings get tired, she rides in a spaceship." "No way," said Rocky. "Everybody knows the Tooth Fairy is a dude. He looks like a pirate and has an eye patch and flies with a cape." "And he carries a surfboard," Frank added. "The Tooth Fairy is a superhero, like the captain of underwear. I know because I just lost a tooth a few days ago." He opened his mouth wide and showed them the gaping hole. "Did you put it under your pillow?" Jessica asked. Frank nodded. "I got $2, 2 quarters, and sugarless gumdrops." "See? That 5th grader was telling a big fat fib," Judy said. "He's a fibber McGee. Everybody knows there's a Tooth Fairy, for real and absolute positive." But her tummy did a little backflip. What if the big kid was right? What if the 5th grader knew something she didn't know? She, Judy Moody, was in a mood. A bummed-out, no Tooth Fairy mood. Wait just a Flossom Jetson second. She had an idea. It was as if she'd been sprinkled with fairy dust. She, Judy Moody, would put the Tooth Fairy to the test. All she needed was 1 loose tooth.